Hey guys, welcome back to the channel at Jimmy's Promo, and today we'll be taking a look at the 2-week review and profit of the Mini Dogecoin Litecoin Miner. So today I'll show you not only just the profits after 2 weeks, but I will also show you how you can earn interest off of the Litecoin that you mine. So this way, if you have a miner that's working for you, you can have that money work for itself to earn you a higher profit, as well as how to attach a second Mini Dogecoin miner into the mix. So if you already have one worker, I'll show you this simple trick to add in this second worker inside of the same profile. So here is the setup. This is the D-Link Ethernet switcher that I have plugged into the modem. All of these flat ribbons are connected to my mini Doge or mini KDA boxes, just because this way I'd be able to stack them on top and to not be thick, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here I have all of them stacked on each other running through this room and then into the room where they're actually mining. So this is where I have them sitting for right now, just plugged into Ethernet power. The power source is my Bitmain APW7. This one has 10 plugs that you're able to power 10 different machines. Really, just because of how I have it plugged in, really gonna only plug in 5 or 6 maximum, but all 4 of them sitting right here. I have post-its on the top letting me know which is which. I do have them listed and categorized, organized on the IP scanner, letting me know KDA1, KDA2, Doge 1, Doge 2. So this way I'd be able to actually have these ones listed as well, just on the top, just for personal reasons. All right, so all we're gonna do now is we will be adding in the second Dogecoin miner. So the first thing that you wanna do is just head inside of your F2 pool or whichever pool you're using to mine your Litecoin / Dogecoin. So for me, I do use the F2 pool. You'll head right over inside of Litecoin. And so right in here, you'll notice that there's only gonna be one worker. So I'm gonna head inside of the workers that's sitting right here. So there should only just be one. And one of the things that you'll also be taking a look at here is your no group, and you can see that there's one that's already called 001. It's doing the 179 mega hash per second right here. For the last 24 hours, the one that we've already been running for basically 2 weeks now is at 188 mega hash. So this is the pool that we'll be putting this into. You can see that there is only one online at the moment. Anytime that you tap on that worker, then this is where you can see, how it's done for the last 24 hours. And you can see also too that my worker name is jimmypromo.001. So that means that when we add the second one, it's going to be the same naming scheme. So jimmypromo.002. So basically, now that you are already logged in and you wanted to add in your second, all you'd have to do is go right back inside of your advanced IP scanner. You're gonna search for that brand new Mini Dogecoin that was just plugged in. So I just put it into power. I just plugged in the Ethernet, and now we'll take a look and find the MAC address. So now that it's all loaded, it has everything in here. One of the things that I went through inside of the advanced IP scanner was I actually changed the IP address and I put it into its actual name so I can make sure that I have all of them organized. So my Mini Dogecoin number 1 is right here. My KD box number 2, KD box number 1, and here is the one that we're looking for here. Again, you always want to find one that has your lit blue monitor right here with a down arrow, so this way you can go inside of the dashboard. And one of the things that you can actually do here is change the name. So once we're done with this, I'll be switching this to Mini Doge 2, just so I know exactly which one is which. So here is the dashboard. I've shown this from before in the original video. You can see 182 mega hash. You can see right over here it's running. Basically from this moment you want to go to unlock, and out of the box, as everybody should hopefully be able to see this, your username is admin. The initial password is 1 through 9. So I left it for this in terms of today's video. So now we're going to type in 1 through 9. And now that you have it unlocked, you'll head right over inside of the left-hand side. You head over to where it says miner. This is where you want to go on the bottom over here, and you want to add in your pool that you just saw from F2 pool. So right over here in F2 pool, the group name over here is basically Jimmy Promo. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tap in F2 pool for my username. I'm going to type in Jimmy Promo. Now, once you've put in your user name or your profile name, you also want to add it into a way to name them by their worker. So originally my first one is jimmypromo.001. Now with this one, because it's worker number 2, I'm going to go in with .002. Now that you have it as 0.002, then you type in your password of whatever you're using for your F2 pool or whichever pool that you are using. So this way it's looking at worker or your username, profile name, which is Jimmy Promo. Then it's going to add it in as a worker. And then once you hit on apply, then you're going to see worker 2 will be applied to this group. Once the password is typed in, it'll be adding it right over here. And all you have to do is drag and drop this to the very top. So then this is the top pool priority. And what that'll do is it'll make the other one that was originally sitting there inactive. When you head over into home, you're going to notice the mega hash, the hash rate went all the way down. And so now it's going to head right back up. You can see that it's regaining all of its power back up. It's going to go all the way back up into 185 mega hash. So as it goes on up, this is where you can go to the very top and you can lock it into place. So this way you know everything should be looking good. And then when you head back over into F2 pool, and on the very top where it says workers, then you just have to give it just a little bit, actually more or less about 10 seconds. So I clicked on workers. You can see the second one is adding in right now. It's that simple. Just remember the name of your group is what you would want to type in for the username. And then the password is whatever you're using, for your pool exchange or your pool server here, which mine here is F2 pool. So now that you have both of the workers online, you can see two of them sitting online, sitting right there. When you head over to revenue, this is where you can see how everything is doing. So in my original video about the Mini Dogecoin Litecoin Miner, I didn't specifically give you guys a particular dollar amount of profit per day. And that's because I wanted to be more accurate to let you know exactly how much Litecoin you're able to mine per day, as well as Dogecoin, because back when I shot the video, the market is a different price than even today, 2 weeks later. And if you watch the video a month from now, it's also going to be different. So if I mention you only get $3 per day profit, but then it's actually $2, or maybe I state you get 3 days profit, but it's actually like $10 per day, I would rather be more accurate and more transparent with the actual mining. So I did do what I do in my mind, which is I take a look at 2 different price points that is not today. Because any smart miner, any smart investor is not going to mine today and then sell today because the market is down. So I did take a look at both of the profits of what would come when the prices are at 2 different price points for both of the coins. So when it comes down to the Litecoin side of things, the amount that 1 unit is able to mine is 0.006 a day. And then in terms of the Dogecoin, it's right around 12 Doge per day, again, per the 1 unit. So what I did was I took a look at 3 different time frames, the 100 days, 200 days, 300 days, and then I took a look at 2 different price points, and then I combined them on the bottom. And after we go through this, I'm going to let you know where my Litecoin goes so I can earn interest off of everything that's mined. So first off, let's say that we wanted to sell Litecoin when it's over about $200 versus $400. Same thing when it comes on to Doge, when you're selling at 35 cents or 80 cents. And then we're going to combine them on the bottom. So first up is the 100 days. And after 100 days, you would be able to mine 0.6 Litecoin, which is the equivalent of $120 if it's sitting at $200 coin. After 200 days, you'll have 1.2 Litecoin, which is the equivalent of $240. Then after 300 days, it'll be sitting at 1.8 Litecoin, which is $360. Again, if it's still sitting at 200 a coin. So again, after 300 days, you'll have 1.8 Litecoin. That'll be worth $360. Or let's say that you wait until Litecoin goes back up to 400, which again is not even its maximum height of its level. So after 100 days, you'll still have that 0.6 Litecoin because this doesn't really change. So you've earned $240. After 200 days, it's $480. And after 300 days, you'll have still 1.8 Litecoin, but sitting at $720 because you're waiting for Litecoin to go up to around the price point of $400. Now let's take a look at Doge and then let's combine the two together. So if you are trying to sell it at 35 cents, then after 100 days, because you'll be getting about 12 Doge a day, you'll have 1,200 Doge worth $420. After 200 days, you'll have 2,400 Doge at $840. And after 300 days, you'll have 3,600 Doge worth $1,260. Now, if you wait until Doge goes back up to 80 cents, again, I don't believe that's the highest, and some people still think it can hit $1, so it can still actually go higher than this. After 100 days, you'll still have 1,200 Doge, but you'll be sitting on $960. Or after 200 days, you'll be at 1,920. Or after 300 days, you're still around 3,600 Doge, which is worth about $2,880. So it's a pretty big deal if you wait. Let's say after 300 days, you sell it when Doge is only at 35 cents. You're going to only make $1,260. But anytime that you were to wait, and hopefully after 300 days, maybe it can go back up to 80 cents, you've made $28.80. Now let's combine the two together, just in case if Litecoin and Dogecoin goes back up together, which more than likely they will. If the entire market goes up, they'll all go up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of that. So combined after 100 days, you'll either earn $540 or $1,200, depending on when you want to sell. You also have after 200 days, $1,080 or $2,400. And then after 300 days, you can make $1,620 or $3,600. So again, if you, let's say 200 days from now, you'll be able to earn $1,080 if Doge is still at 35 cents and Litecoin is still only at 200. And hopefully we all should know that 200 days from now, both of these will hopefully be much higher. So hopefully after 200 days, you'll be sitting closer to that 2,400. And again, if they can go all the way up to these two price points here, which is basically what I'm waiting for to sell, then the total profit after 300 days is $3,600. So let me show you another thing you'd be able to do. So in terms of BlockFi, this is where I have my mined Litecoin go into. So here's BlockFi. I do have just a little bit of Litecoin sitting inside of there earning interest. So I have 22 Litecoin sitting inside. But as you scroll on down, you can see that my APY is 4.5%. So anything that gets put inside of there is earning 4.5% each and every month. And it's a compound interest as well. So if it's earning interest last month, then you're going to be earning interest based off of that principal, along with that added interest, and then just keeps going on and on and on from there. Snowball effect, giving you much more money. So basically you can see deposit, 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 deposit. All of these numbers here are coming from my one individual miner, and it's usually every 4 days is when it is being put in there. So you see the 28th, the 2nd, the 6th, but it happens to be 3 days just because I added that second Dogecoin miner. And then you also have interest paid because I got paid for my interest from June. So you can see when you get paid your interest, you're getting paid in Litecoin. Again, if you wait until Litecoin goes back up, then you're going to be earning quite a bit off of this. Again, 4.5% each month. So even though your miners are working for you, you might as well have them also earn more on top of that with some really awesome passive income of interest. So here are the updated profits of Litecoin and Dogecoin. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like with 2 miners versus 1 miner. And I do want to let you guys know that the moment you add your miner to any type of a pool, no matter which ASIC miner it is, it's never going to really reach its full potential till a few days later. So you can see that it's gone up a little bit in the amount that it was able to mine, but then we usually averaged out right around that 0.006. And then when I added in the second Dogecoin miner, it got up to 0.01. Now again, this one's not a full potential. This was the second miner that was added. It was only up in there for 24 hours. So after a few days, I expect this to maybe be at 0.011 or 0.012 in terms of Litecoin. And then now into the Doge side of things. And so right over here, you can see that there's 4 different deposits, and these were all from the miners. So the first 3 were done with 1 miner, and it took 4 days for the initial payout to be hitting the threshold. So after 4 days, I got 44, which is an average of 11 a day. Then after 4 days, I was paid out 50. And then after another 4 days, I was paid out 42. And then because I added in that second Doge, basically on one of the days in there, it only took 3 days for me to hit that threshold. Again, for Litecoin and Dogecoin, you get paid the same day. Dogecoin comes after Litecoin is paid. So if you're taking a look at your profits, once you hit the threshold of payment, your Litecoin will show up first, and then Doge comes about an hour later. And so you can see here after 3 days, I was getting 43. So I believe with 2 miners, if I was originally getting about 11 Doge a day before, then now I'm getting about 22 or 23 per day. So 23 of them came from just 1 day, which means 10 Doge on the other 2 days. So again, payout, 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 and payout. But that is it for today's video. If you guys appreciated this video, I just wanted to be very, very transparent with how much you're able to mine with 1 Dogecoin miner versus 2 Dogecoin miners. Also, how you're able to, get the second one connected to put it into the same group while giving it a different worker name, so you can make sure that they are separate and you can keep track of each one individually. And then also just how it's done after the first 2 weeks. Now, if you guys are interested in this miner, I'll be placing a link for it below the video inside the description. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed already, you can subscribe right over here on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.